Fabian, you've had to come here and do interviews after some difficult recent performances and results. How sweet is it to come here on the back of that important victory?
Of course, a better feeling. I'm definitely proud of the team. I'm very happy for our supporters. I think they were great again. They supported us through this tough period. They waited for the win, so I'm very happy for them. And I think overall, of course, in the second half we had to defend a lot, but overall I think we deserved this win.
What was different today then?
We scored goals, and we were there in the right moments. And I think that what was the main difference. I wouldn't say that we played better. I think overall also in the last weeks the performances were there where they should be, but I think just the key detail that was that we scored and we defended in the key moments in the right way.
You really set about the game with a positive mindset. Was that difficult to do, bearing in mind the recent results?
No, I said it in the press and also before the game to the group. Like they always had like positivity. They always showed character. They always stick together. They showed a great effort during the trainings week, and just have to put these kind of characters, these kind of energy on the pitch, and then I always have a big belief into them. I always know what we are capable of doing. So therefore, it was not a big issue for me. I'm in general a positive guy, and I try to give the positivity to the group, and they really stick together, and today they showed it on the pitch.
James Milner obviously made Premier League history today, as you know, but you started him, which you haven't done too many times this season. Why?
I think the performance showed it why, because he was there as a leader, he organised, he communicated, he has a good understanding of the game, he's there in the key moments, he knows his role, he's reliable. So there are a lot of positives, and I think he waited long for this moment, for this chance, and we're all happy for him.
Did you feel it was a day when you needed an experienced head like that?
Yeah, exactly. But not only experience, also quality. And I just spoke about training's quality and the effort from the boys, and I think he was one of the best in the training sessions, and that's what I always try to keep saying to the groups. If you train well, if you keep pushing, then you will get the chance.
We've just interviewed him, and as you would expect, he's very unassuming. He doesn't really want to talk about the record or anything. He wants to talk about the performance. So can you pay tribute to him as a footballer?
So overall, it's no surprise that he says these kind of things, because in every individual talk, it's always about the team. It's not about him, and I think this describes him the best. He always puts the team first. He always puts the club first. He's not only a role model on the pitch, also beside the pitch, by having like honest conversations, very loyal conversations, and transparent conversations. And I think that's missing in the football world. That someone is very direct, someone is very honest in taking care of the team, taking care of the club, and I think he's that kind of person. So I would say that describes him the best way beside the pitch, and on the pitch he's given everything. He shows always effort. So I never can remember at a day where he didn't give like 100% effort, and I think he's a role model for every player outside.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Sorry for having some similar questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good to go then.
Yeah. James Milner with Fabian Hurzeler for BBC Match Today. Fabian, congratulations. The mini slump is over. How was it so easy for your side in the end today?
I wouldn't say it was easy, but we stick together. We played really good football in the first half. We controlled the game. We scored goals in the right moments, and we controlled the key moments quite well today. And I think these were the small margins that were missing in the last weeks, and we kept going, and today we got what we deserve.
And some good positioning as well for Diego to be at the place when the ball drops off the bar, and Danny to be on the spot when the defender makes an error. I guess you want those things to happen for your side.
Yeah, I think if you attack the box, if you have the desire to score, then you are in these kind of places. And the group, not only these two players, they had a great desire today. They had really good positioning with the ball. They showed some really good football in the second half. We defended as a team together, and we defended it quite well. I think beside the set pieces they had, we controlled it, and therefore I'm just happy for the boys.
And you really managed that second half well, whether it was maybe taking a few seconds out of the game, slowing things down when you needed to, and you really limited them to very few chances, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think that's what I spoke about, managing the key moments and managing the game. And therefore we had a lot of experienced players on the pitch who know how to do this, who are able of doing this, and they showed it today.
And Bruggen takes a few risks in the game with his feet, certainly keeps us entertained, but it was Veltman who nearly scored past him for the own goal later on in the match and just showed how good a goalkeeper he is as well.
I wouldn't say it's risk, because if you train it on a daily behavior, then it creates like a habit, and when you have a habit, it's not a risk anymore. So it might look like taking risk, but overall we train it, so they know what to do and have the quality to do it, because I really trust them. And besides that, he's a great goalkeeper, and he made a great save. Yeah.
James, if I could ask you about the game first. Looking at the celebrations at full time, does that feel like a really big win for Brighton today?
Huge win. So important for us. I feel like we've been unfortunate. Recent games, recent weeks. It seems like we haven't got the rewards we deserve, really. The boys have stuck together. The team spirit's been outstanding in tough times. Managers kept us going, and all the boys stuck together. I thought we deserved more at Villa the other week. There's been a few games like that, so to come through today in a tough game like that and defend like we did, play like we did at times, and create the chances, I thought we deserved it against a tough team. Delighted for the boys, really deserved it.
Obviously, the big story, I suppose, is breaking the all-time Premier League appearance record, moving past Gareth Barry. How pleased are you to have finally broken that record that's felt like it's been coming for a little while?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to start talking about it, especially, it's so important to get the win there today. That was so important, and delighted. I just always want to play a part in the team improving and getting better and winning games, and, managed to play more minutes in the last few and hopefully contribute. It is nice to contribute that win and get the win was number one. To pass the mark, it's obviously a big number, and it's not something that I've really concentrated on, to be honest. There's been a lot of talk around it, but for me, anyone who knows me, it's all about the team and wanting to push there. But it's a good opportunity to give a nod to everyone who's helped me get there, and obviously the family and the sacrifices they've made, family, friends, and people who've worked with me, physios and sports scientists, things like that. So I've been fortunate to get there and work with a lot of good clubs and a lot of good people, and so happy to get the win today and the 3 points.
I mean, how have you been able to continue to contribute at such a high level, starting again today across your entire career?
Yeah, I think it's the drive and hunger. I think you want to be the best every day, whether it's training or games, and push. And I'm surrounded by a lot of young lads in there, and I just want to contribute to their careers and hopefully push them and help them get from where they are now to their highest level as quick as possible. That's what I'm here to do, and I feel like I can do that best on the pitch, and I still feel like I can contribute minutes. I've been a bit frustrated at times this year where maybe not got the minutes, but it's a fine balance, because we have to develop the players as well, and we want the wins, and it's tough getting it all in. So hopefully I've proved the last few games that I can still contribute on the field, and like I said, today was so important to get that win, a tough place to come. So I'm delighted to be part of that, and delighted to be part of that dressing room, because it's full of incredible characters and very good players, and a young up-and-coming manager. And like I say, I think we've been unfortunate recently. So I think the desire we showed today and that togetherness was massive. And after the run we've been on, I think that says everything about the group we've got.
Just last one, 654 appearances so far. How much longer do you think you can? How much longer do you want to continue for?
Who knows? Things change quickly in football, and obviously when you get older, things can change very quickly again. Well, like last season with the injury I couldn't lift my foot for 6 months, so you never know what's around the corner. But I'll keep pushing, and let's see where that takes us.